What's going on, everyone? IVG here, Coach Satire is back. We're here for my Week 8 team builder and post commentary against my battle against Victini, coach of the Liberty Island Victinis. And just before anyone says it, of course, and it says in the comments, why is Week 8 posted before Week 7? Well, a discussion came up where Alex could not battle for Week 7, so we are postponing it till near the end of season before playoffs, because after Week 10 we have a week of making up any sort of battles that we have missed from, I believe, Week 6 and onwards, because we have Week 5, because there's two different sessions on where we can make up battles, and it's between the 5th and 6th week and the end of the season, or the regular season. And that's whenever I'm going to do my battle for Alex. I already made my team builder for Alex, so if it seems like I'm in the past, then yes, it is feels like it is in the past, and I will have that video whenever it comes out. But currently, I face against Victini. Here's his team is a little different from last time. He made one trade from the first time I battled him, and just going off on the list here, he has Meg Alakazam, Gengar, and Clefable. He had traded his Bisharp, I believe, and he had free agency traded for Clefable. Surprisingly, this mon was still available. I'm surprised nobody picked it up, even beforehand. But the rest of his Pokemon are all the same. He has Gliscor, Conkeldurr, and Amoonguss for his UU, Zoroark, Swallow, and Golisopod for RU, and Gastrodon, Flareon, and Dusclops for NU. Still very. His team was a little bit scarier than last time because with the Bisharp, he didn't have much defensive set or defensive pressure on his team. His mainly defensive mons were like his Gliscor, his Conkeldurr, and Amoonguss. Gliscor could maybe, because of its high defense and maybe holding a good AV, and then his Gastrodon could be brought, but it's like real hard because Gastrodon won't really be seeing much because I already have Superior and I can bring like Soul Beam or like an HP Grass on any sort of Pokemon that I have on my team. And then Dusclops gets overshadowed by, of course, Gengar since it's the Ghost type. It is bulky, but he really didn't bring it at all, or at least from what I've seen in his battles of Dusclops. So I didn't really expect it for him to bring it much. So I expected his 3 OU mons and his 3 UU mons for him to bring. But other than that, that should be his whole team. And then here's my team. First up, I'm leading off with Cynthia the Garchomp. It is the same set I brought last time. Lumberry, Outrage, Earthquake, Crunch, and Stealth Rocks. This is what mainly destroyed his team in the beginning because he had no switch in for an Outrage, so I just kept on clicking it. And he also had no switch in for an Earthquake either, aside from that Swallow. But he didn't bring Swallow, so Earthquake and Outrage were like tearing through his whole team. I didn't get Rocks up, but I'm just bringing it just in case if I can get it up during this battle. Next up, we have Forecast, Thundersteer, and Choice Scarf, and I changed the moves a bit. I believe I had HP Grass and Focus Blast. I had Focus Blast for that Bishop and I had HP Grass for the Gastrodon. But I don't expect to see the Gastrodon this time, so I just brought HP Flying, sent a Stab, and the only stab move that's special that Thundersteering gets, and I brought Sludge Wave over Focus Blast because of that Clefable, and I believe I do 30% to it. Still some damage, and it's a good way of at least starting it out, knowing that I have it at least. Next up, we have Madame the Superior, Life Orb, Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, HP Fire, and Glare. I believe it's the same set as I bought last time. Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, stab moves that go through a lot of his team. HP Fire, I do have for that Amoonguss that threatens it. And I have Glare just in case he has for one of his two fast Pokemon like Alakazam and Gengar. Those two big threats, and I can glare him away. I do have Alola Muck, but Glare is a good way to slow him down and not have to worry about its speed control. Next up, I have Sacred Diente, Fire MZ with special ability, Flamethrower, Solar Beam, Hidden Power, Ice, and Sunny Day. I am bringing this set again because I didn't get to use it last time, and I am trying my best trying to use a set because it is a very good set for any sort of fire type Pokemon. Flamethrower or any sort of fire type move, Solar Beam, and then a coverage move to back it up with Sunny Day, giving that +1 speed, and then Modest Nature for a little bit more damage. Next up, we have Crazy Rock, Alola Muck, AV, of course, Poison Jab, Knockoff Pursuit, and Hidden Power Ice. I did not bring any sort of priority because I really didn't think I would need it. None of it. I believe he doesn't have any sort of priority outside of Conkeldur's Mach Punch and possibly like a Swallow's Quick Attack. But aside from that, he really doesn't get any sort of priority on his team, so I didn't really bring Shadow Sneak for it. And even though I emphasized on priority so much, I decided not to bring it. I have Poison Jab, Knockoff Pursuit, and HP Ice. Poison Jab, I knock off, of course, the two moves I have. I ran Pursuit over Brick Break because I had ran Brick Break from last time because of that Bisharp. And seeing that it's not there anymore, I really didn't have a real reason to bring Brick Break, so I just put Pursuit over it. Just in case if I see a Pokemon that wants to switch out, I can click that and do a whole lot more damage just before it gets swapped out. And of course, HP Ice there for the Gliscor does a good amount of damage against it. And then finally we have Heavy the Snorlax, Figgy Berry, Curse or Cycle Set with Return Earthquake. I believe this did do a little bit good against match. I believe it did get a kill against him. So I decided to bring it again. And I believe it did well against another person, but I just don't remember off the top of my head. So I'm just bringing this set again. Hopefully it'll do well. And since running short on time, I had already done the battle as well. So I'm just going to go straight into it. Looking at his team, he has brought both Zam and Gengar this time. He brought the Clefable, which was his trade that I believe he should have brought since it's more defensive. He has his Gliscor again, his Conkeldurr, and brings the Zoroark just in the back here, right here. But of course, you know my team, so let's just get into the battle. Turn 1, I lead off with Alola Muck, and he leads off with Clefable. Knowing that I know this thing wouldn't want to stay in, I'm going to put this on speed so I can at least have some time to talk. Knowing this thing wouldn't want to stay in, I didn't go to Pursuit, but I absolutely knew what was about to come in, and I knew what it was going to do. So right here, he swaps, and I go for the knockoff, predicting the Gliscor to come in, knocking out his Toxorb. But wait, there's more. After I knock off the Toxorb, I get the Poison Touch and end up poisoning this thing. So the whole purpose of knocking off that thing was for it to not get poisoned. And just because I brought Poison Touch, on that 30% chance that a poison, it manages to hit. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I believe only one time, maybe even twice, that Poison Touch has actually activated. And those two times where it happened, it absolutely needed. This one time it happens, and I absolutely don't need it to happen. And it ends up happening. But whatever else I can do, it just happened, so I had to play off of that. And of course, I was playing on tilt because I played this during the night. And of course, Victini, if you don't know about him, he actually plays a whole bunch. Or you can actually play better in the nighttime, even. And there's nothing saying bad about him, but he can actually play in the nighttime, whereas I can't. And of course, this was battle about to happen before I was going to sleep. But no Johns, I'm really turning on to the battle. Of course, he gets the poison, gets healed up. I make the swap out into Superior since I know it doesn't have any way to touch me. He just goes for the rocks, setting up his rocks on it against my team. So right here, I'm free to go for a Leaf Storm, but he ends up wasting this turn right here and going for the Protect. Now getting back up to full health, which still mad about the poison, but have to live through it. Get the Leaf Storm off right here on the Gengar and bring him to about half health. Knowing that I can't stay in, I have to go back into Alola Muck, taking anything that the Gengar has for me, and he decides a Destiny Bond on display right here. Don't know why, but he just goes for it. I guess he expected me to stay in and kill, so he just clicks Destiny Bond. Right here he goes in Gliscor. I just go for the Poison Jab, just getting some sort of damage off. There's no point in me knocking off since I know this thing wasn't going to stay in. So I just did some damage and clicked Poison Jab. Still at full because of the poison. I swap out back into Superior, and he reveals that he has U-turn, so is able to switch out, do some damage to Superior, leave it at 38%, and brings in his Clefable. Now, this caught me off guard so hard because I thought in my head that, okay, I can get a free lethal off right here and do some damage to his Clefable no matter what. No, he decides to bring a Choice Scarf Clefable. I believe this has to be like max speed because I believe the appears is like 112, which rounds up to 356. So this has to be a Scarf Clefable right off the back that I know of. And he clicks Flamethrower and takes down my superior. That was crazy to see in the battle, and I was like, why do these people bring such crazy sets, and why does it work every single time? But whatever, I just bring in Entei and click make him swap out, and I knew that the Gliscor was going to come in, so I just HP Ice while on a switch him. Doesn't end up killing him, even though I'm modest max special attack. Right here, I knew he was going to swap. Didn't want to take any damage on the Gliscor, so right here I just set up this Lee Sunny Day on his Conkeldurr that he switches in. And right next turn, I go for the Flamethrower, do a good chunk of damage, but he knocks me out with the Drain Punch. And this thing is very threatening because I don't really have anything for it on my team. Even a HP Flying wouldn't do much to Conkeldurr. He knocks out my Entei. I bring in Thunderstone. I go for Hidden Power Flying. He brings in Clefable, and I can't do much to it. So right here, I go into Alolan Muck. Make this thing stay in and use its move. He uses Toxic. Doesn't do anything. He sets up a Wish. So I Hidden Power Ice right here, expecting the Gliscor to come in. Now I thought again, okay, he really want to stay in, and I know that Gliscor is the most thing that needs to get healed right now, so I'm just going to click it again and see what happens. And let it be known that this has to be my only good play I made right here. And I just Hidden Power Ice right here, getting rid of the Gliscor. This is the reason why I bought it, and I get to use it fully. Even the Conkeldurr, I just stay in because there was no switch in for this thing. He Drain Punches and gets back to full. I bring in Thunderstone to scare it out. Here I just go for the HP Flying. He swaps out into Gengar, and I knock this thing out with HP Flying. Getting rid of that Gengar, and I believe he brings in the Alakazam. And this thing is also threatening because I don't have Alolan Muck, and I have nothing to take any sort of hits. So I just HP Flying, do enough damage I could do, and he just blows me away as a sidekick. Now down to 2 Pokemon, I look like I'm in a bad situation because of course I am. I bring in Snorlax, and right here I thought I was going to make a good play because I thought he was going to go for the Focus Blast straight away. So what I was going to do here is Recycle, but no, he decided to bring in Conkeldurr. So the Recycle play was completely wasted on my end. He gets a crit and knocks me down with the Drain Punch. Last Pokemon is Cynthia. I know at this point I can't do anything, so right here I just click Earthquake the whole time. And right here I end up, I do damage, he Drain Punches, get away with it, and gets the Rough Skin. Right here I end up critting, which saves me a whole bunch for getting a worse differential. I would have lost 4-0, but right here it saves me, and he only beats me by 3 Pokemon, so it counts up to 3-0, and I lose 3-0 at the end of this battle. So I definitely remember my mistake here. I definitely should not ever battle during the nighttime, and actually prepare for my battles and expect the unexpected, because that Clefable play caught me off guard, and I should at least come up with something different, or at least know what I want to do. But anyways, that's going to be it for this week's battle. I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you all in week 9, where I will be battling Lantern. Thank you and goodbye.